Stop panic stacking. Do not do it. All right? We're going to talk about panic stacking. What is it? How to avoid it, and how to stack properly. Hit it. Stacking surfer. Like I'm your best friend. Balances in your bank and stack. All right, guys, look. Too many of you are panic stacking, okay? And I know this because of the comments you leave and the questions you ask me. I get a lot of people asking me, how much gold should I buy? How much silver should I buy? That is a question that is an indicator that you might be a panic stacker. All right, so why is that important? Well, if you're panic stacking, you're buying for the wrong reason, all right? And you may have the right idea, but you might be buying for the wrong reason. The reason it's dangerous is people tend to spend their emergency funds when they panic stack. You don't want to use your emergency fund to stack, okay? That's bad. So the reason for that is you use it for emergencies. So what if your car breaks, okay? Like one of these, what if your shoes break and you need a new pair of shoes? There you go, there's some shoes. Oh, over here, glasses. What if your glasses break and you need new glasses? So you really don't want to be stacking with your emergency money, okay? So that's number one rule. Do not panic buy by stacking using your emergency funds, okay? Now, if you tell me, hey, Surfer, I don't have emergency funds, but I have a bunch of gold and silver sitting around. Okay, I get it. You don't like cash, okay? But I'm going to tell you that you're going to lose money on the premiums that you paid originally, unless you bought a long time ago. But if you bought recently, when you go to sell that back, and it may not be as liquid as you think it is, okay? So I recommend having cash. Now, I recommend at the very least 2 weeks worth of expenses in cash, but honestly, I really recommend getting about 3 months, okay? And the reason for 3 months is that's enough to kind of get you by. A lot of times people can find a new job in that time frame, or you can find a way to shore up the funds, all right? So I recommend 3 months of expenses in cash, not income in cash, okay? So take away the taxes you might pay, take away the tithing you might pay, take away the things that you might go buy extra, okay? Like whatever that is that's opening up over here. So those are things you do not have to go buy. And whittle it down to things like your car payment, your mortgage, and bare necessities, okay? The second tip about avoiding panic stacking is to set a strategy, okay? You guys need to set a strategy on what you want to buy, when you want to buy, and at what price range you're looking to buy. Okay, that's all important. And that's going to help you avoid making a rash decision and just jumping in at the wrong time, okay? So have your strategy in place. Tip 3 is get a friend, okay? This might be a spouse, it might be a significant other, might be a good friend that you have. Get a friend that can understand, well, get a friend and teach them a little bit more about this, unless you can find a good friend that also understands stacking. I also cover this in my one-to-one coaching as well as in my mentor program. Links down below if you guys want to join those. I think they're very valuable, and I'd be very surprised if you don't get a massive return off of your investment in that. But I like to have a friend that I can bounce ideas past, okay? As well as my wife every once in a while, but she usually doesn't want to deal with this stuff. But it's important to have someone that you can bounce an idea off of and say, hey, I'm thinking about buying a bunch of this silver. What do you think? Do you think the market is a good time to buy now? Should I wait? These are things you can kind of bounce off of, but I can't give you this. I can't give you financial advice. They can't give you financial advice, or at least officially. So take that information in, make some decisions, and try to figure out what is best there. Now, why are people panic buying? People are panic buying because they hear something in the news like a new war going on, okay? Or they hear about something happening in the stock market. And all of a sudden, the next thing you know, they're freaking out. And you start seeing the price of gold jump, the price of silver jump. This typically happens anytime we have about a 3% move in a very short period of time. It could be in a day, it could be within a couple days. And it's important to to get your footing there. What I want to help you guys avoid is selling your gold and silver when you have an emergency. I want to help you avoid buying at the top, and I want to help you guys avoid buying the wrong kind of product, okay? If there's something you really have your mind set on and you've got a strategy around it, wait for that. Wait for that to have a good price, okay? Those are things you guys can do. All right, now, the other thing I just want to caution you guys about when you're looking at stacking in general is it's important to understand why you're stacking, okay? So if you're stacking because you want to hedge against inflation, my suggestion is looking at gold eagles and gold buffaloes. Maybe, you know, it's starting to get a little pricey on the gold, so you might start looking down at half or quarter ounce or maybe even 10th ounce coins. I'd avoid the grams unless that's all you can afford. You know, better to have some than not. But the premiums are going to be quite a bit more on those. I do like fractional. I do have a fair amount of 10th ounce coins, even though there's a higher premium on them. And I do that because those for me are barter. And they're also going to be coins that I will probably sell into something else at some point or trade. And I'll be able to do a much smaller amount of gold as gold jumps up in price. But I don't do a lot of that. That's a very small percentage of the gold I have. Then I would be looking at constitutional silver. That's the best bang for your buck right now. I would see if you could pick up any, you know, Peace or Morgan dollars for under 30 bucks. You know, the last time I bought them, I was getting them at 25. I think the price has probably gone up a little bit. I think you might have a hard time finding them below 30. But see if you can find those. That's good. If you can get dimes, quarters, and half dollars for a good price, do that as well. And that's what I would be looking at primarily if you're a prepper stacker. If you're someone that's worried about gold confiscation, which is not a zero probability, guys. It's much higher than zero. But if you're one of those people, then what you might want to do is be looking at Pre33 Gold. Right now, it's on sale, guys. It's totally on sale. And you can get good prices. Just remember that it's about, it's a little bit more than 96% of an ounce of gold in a $20 double eagle, okay? Liberty or St. Gaudens. So remember, if you're seeing a price for them at spot, you're actually paying a decent premium on those right now. So just, you know, be aware of that. If you are a person that likes modern stuff, and you're looking for, you know, silver eagles, and you're looking for, you know, maple leafs and Krugerrands and kangaroos. What am I missing? Anyway, if you're looking for the modern sovereign coins, I would just watch for sales on those, okay? But here's the deal. Don't just jump into something because you think you need it and you're having the fear of missing out and you're afraid that you're going to be left behind. That is a bad mental state to be in, and that's one that's going to get you in trouble, okay? So I just wanted to share a couple tips with you guys on that, and I want you to be thinking ahead here of your strategy. What is it? Get it put in place, and then you don't have to worry about things too much. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe and bell icon down below, and also the thumbs up. And check out my new live streams that are going on every Friday at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern. If we can get the likes up, we're going to do gauze on those, and if not, I'll keep my silver. So we'll see. I want to motivate you guys a little bit to help me grow the channel, and I'm willing to give out silver for that. The other thing I just want to throw out to you guys is watch some of these videos here that are going to come right up here. I think you're going to enjoy them. I've had some great guests on recently, as well as covered some really important topics that I think are important that really no one else is talking about. So until next time, peace out.